All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Good to see you all. G Crossy, thank you so much for the 6 months and the Prime sub. Thank you, thank you. All right. Back to it. Some more Silent Hill 1 speedruns. Still trying to learn the new skip and actually finish a run using the new skip. See if we can get that done today. What's up, Stoner Gohan? Hey, Auntie Cookie. Hey, what's up, Yurimi? Hey, Spider. Tassadul. King Blastoise. Good to see everybody.
Cheryl? Is that Cheryl?
How much are we betting Kevin will be well behaved today?
Where are you going? Hey, wait! Stop!
Definitely not betting more than 100 scam points on that. I have zero faith in Kevin. is this?
What is this? What's going on here? What's that? Huh, radio. What's going on with that radio? This is not a dream. What's happening to this place?
I believe in you, Harry. Actually got pushed a little by the air screamer there. Hey, what's up, Nora? I love the air screamer animations where they're just like walking around on the ground. You don't get to see it very much. They're pretty much always just like in flight. Or you'll see them perched on something for just like a second and then they fly. You don't really get to see them like where they land and walk around too much. But that one that's kind of over by the key in the mailbox tends to do that a lot. Really curious how they're going to handle stuff like that in the remake. Because in terms of like enemy behavior, Bloober changed a lot with Silent Hill 2 Remake, and they'll probably do something similar with 1. Whoops. Just a warning shot. Can't wait to see Harry parrying some fools. They'll definitely give Harry a parry. The Harry parry. And a shadow step dodge. And a giant wolf arm. Fox arm. It'll be great. Nope. Didn't mean to examine it. Close. So far over to the right. Could have just stayed to the left there. I kind of hate the hitboxes on those keys sometimes when you're clicking. Tell you, if nothing else, this new skip, because it's so difficult to do, and I just kind of wind up resetting and doing the intro a lot, I feel like I'm getting better at Midwich Because I've always struggled with Midwich. But I feel like I'm finally starting to understand kind of the mumbler placement and the movement. It's thrown me off for so many years. I say as I run into yet another one. Hey, Ghosty. I'm doing all right. Hope you're good. Oof. Had a few close calls on this one. When you like get close enough to the mumbler that they go for the lunge, but it doesn't quite hit. Always makes me nervous. Saw the sales announcement of Silent Hill F hitting 2 million and Silent Hill 2 Remake at 6 million and thought of you, and here you are streaming. Yeah. I actually reposted where Konami was sharing the sales numbers on 2 Remake and F. I reposted it on Blue Sky, and we were talking about it in our Discord as well. But it's really awesome. It's really, really awesome to see Silent Hill literally the biggest it's ever been. Like, regardless of how you or I or anyone may feel about the new games and everything since kind of the revitalization of the series over the last 4 years. Before all the new stuff, Silent Hill 1 was still like the best-selling Silent Hill game with like 1.2 million or something. Like, Silent Hill was always a fairly niche series compared to a lot of other big horror franchises. But now with like Silent Hill 2 Remake having sold over 6 million, Silent Hill F having sold over 2 million, it's really, really cool. It's a shame that Dead Space is shelved now. Would be such a perfect time. I mean, I didn't play the remake yet. The Dead Space remake. Didn't that get kind of some somewhat mixed responses? That probably would have been your best opportunity after that, like if that would have been successful enough to like keep pursuing more Dead Space. Sold 2 mil, wasn't enough for EA and got shelved. Yeah. Hey, Diablo Lord. Remake was great. Yeah, that's one I still need to get around to. On the list. It's in the pile of games I say I need to play and don't actually do it for years. RE4 remake took a few months to even hit 5 million. Their expectations are always terrible. It doesn't help that just the landscape of game development, like AAA game development, is so different now. The budgets and everything that goes into making a lot of the games, at least on kind of those larger scales, basically means they have to really sell like an insane amount for studios and publishers to really like feel that it's good enough to continue making more or doing more, putting more effort into a game or a franchise.
Were you reading?
I was reading something about that the other day for Grand Theft Auto 6. Where like so much time and budget has already gone into it and is expected to still continue going into it up until its release, that it basically won't turn a profit unless it is literally the best-selling game of all time. Or won't be considered profitable, I should say. Yeah, estimated budget is over $1 billion. It's insane. All right. Moment of truth.
I'm a police officer from Brams, the next town over.
Ugh. Come on, Kevin. Locomo, thank you so much for the 57 months. paycheck hit hype. My paycheck hit too, and it's immediately gone. Went to bills and cat food. Kevin! No. Hey, Foxhole. How's the cat situation on your end?
Cheryl? Is that
Buzzball
Cheryl?
is adorably incontinent, shakes fist at feline kidney disease. Bladder control is gone, but everything else is good.
Where are you going?
Sorry to hear that. Hopefully
Hey, wait!
your
Stop!
fuzzball is doing okay. I'm glad they're good otherwise. Ours, for the most part, are okay. They still deal with, like, just kind of some regular issues. Ziggy tends to get, like, urinary infections from time to time. He hasn't had any really bad ones, thankfully, lately, where we needed to, like, take him into the vet. We've had to take him into the vet for a few of the really bad ones before, but haven't had anything like that in a while. And then Vinny tends to have digestive problems. But similarly, nothing
What
that's
is
required
this?
like a vet visit.
What's going on here? What's that?
Thought your cat had urinary infections,
Huh.
but vet said it was an
Radio.
allergy to poultry.
What's going on with that
Trying to
radio?
get cat food without chicken byproducts is impossible. Yeah, there's chicken in practically everything cat food related.
This is not a dream. What's happening to this place?
I'm sorry to hear that, Rocket. That's always rough. But no, for the most part, our cats are doing okay. Every once in a while, we have something that's like a little minor scare. Like Vinny, we had like last week, had one morning where Vinny was just like randomly yowling really loudly and then threw up afterwards. It was like he was trying to get our attention that he didn't feel good, and then he threw up. And I mean, I had just fed them, so I wasn't sure if maybe like his food just didn't agree with him, because he ate the same food that Ziggy did, and Ziggy wasn't sick. So I, started like narrowing down what it might have been. But both cats are shedding really heavily right now. Going into summer, that's just kind of usually how it is. And Vinny tends to groom himself and Ziggy a lot. And sometimes he gets hairballs that he can't really easily pass. And it'll upset his stomach. So we're thinking that's what wound up happening, because he threw up and he was a little out of it, but then he was fine later that same day. They truly are like children. One of mine started projectile vomiting when he got to the vet. It was determined to be an expensive tummy ache. Yep, we've had that with Vinny before, where we were really worried about him, and we were worried he might have some sort of blockage or some kind of major digestive problem. And we took him into the vet, and he had gas. It's like, okay. That's a fun $800 vet trip with x-rays and everything, just to be like, your cat has gas and is slightly constipated. Speaking of Vinny, now he's in the other room just screaming. Just yelling. That's how our cats are sometimes. They're very vocal. And they will just scream because they can, because they're bored. come on. No, just let me sneak through there. I ran completely the wrong way there. Around the wrong side of the table. Alright, you like this? Hey, Temporal. Hope you're doing well. Little late to the party, you haven't missed anything. This is just my second attempt of the stream. And the first run, the romper did not cooperate. Kevin was not cooperating today. So, didn't go very far. That's going to be most runs for a little while, is just kind of running the intro up to the romper skip. What ending did I get on my first playthrough? My first playthrough of Silent Hill 1 27 years ago. I mean, I guess the first time I actually beat Silent Hill 1 wasn't until 2001. Bad ending, I think. I think I missed a step in the Kaufman side quest, and I didn't know to use the Aglophidus on Sybil, because I wasn't using guides or, you know, anything like that. I was just younger and not as thorough when I played games. Oops, what am I doing? Yeah, it's most people, if you're not following a guide or anything like that, I think most people are going to get a bad ending on a first Silent Hill playthrough. Because it tries to encourage you to, like, replay it and try to get better endings. And there's a lot of stuff that you don't really consider a first time through. Where, like, again, with no context, you don't know what the Aglophidus is. A lot of people miss picking it up altogether. They don't think to try to use the plastic bottle on the mysterious liquid, because it's not immediately obvious that it's something that you could even, like, salvage or scoop up. Given the track record from FromSoft games, much less Silent Hill and Konami games, still probably missteps, even though I know a lot about it. Is the Siren Operator featured in any Silent Hill game or other media? as in like a particular person or entity that's actually running a siren whenever the transition happens? No, I don't think so. Never really thought of it as an entity flipping a switch. Me neither, Plywood. I don't even necessarily think of it as a siren at face value. Like, I think it's more so just supposed to be an ominous, unnerving sound signifying the transition between reality and
Were you ringing?
otherworld. Like, we recognize what the sound effect is, like as like an air raid siren, but I don't think that it's meant to be taken literally as that. I think it is just a sound effect that's being repurposed as like an otherworldly noise, an otherworldly sound. The series is not called Siren. That's a different series. It's a Forbidden Siren. And it's not even called that in the US. It's just called Siren. Let's go, Kevin. It's your time to shine. Kevin, please. Oh, he missed the fucking pounce. I moved forward thinking that first pounce was going to land. And he baited me. Damn you, Kevin. Gave you some ideas for a tutorial on various setups. Nice, Plywood. I'm glad it could
Is
have
that
been
Cheryl?
of some use. I always just assume anything that I'm doing is probably not the best way to do it or
Where
not
are you
efficient.
going?
So
Hey, wait! Stop!
if it's something that's useful to anybody else, then I'm glad for that.
What is this? What's going on here?
Biggest thing with the bridge fall is doing something
What's
that works
that?
for the runner. There are faster setups, but it doesn't matter if you
Radio.
game over.
What's going on
Maybe
with that
not right
radio?
now. But as runners continue to optimize,
This is not a dream. What's happening to this place?
all it takes is one person getting world record with something that is fast but super risky and inconsistent. And then it's basically like, well, if you want a top time, you're going to have to do this faster, riskier thing. I mean, this skip in general was already considered risky and inconsistent. Like, people have kind of known about this version of the romper skip for a little while now. But people weren't really doing anything with it until Ed got world record. And now we're all trying to learn it. Now we're all doing it. How it goes. Now we all doing the romper. Doing the romper again. I do kind of want to do like a... I was thinking about that the other day. Of doing like a Silent Hill 1 speedrun history video. And maybe videos like that for the Silent Hill games in general. Because I always find that stuff really fascinating. How speedruns evolve for different games over time. especially for a game like Silent Hill 1, where we've had long stretches of years where the route was relatively unchanged, and then something new will get discovered, and suddenly it's like this whole new route, whole new experience with the game. Because Silent Hill 1 originally started with speedruns being relatively straightforward, but amusement park skip, the Aglophidus glitch, has been around for what, like 16 years or something now? And then it was basically very straightforward, aside from amusement park skip, for a long time. And then I think it was Orophine. It was a few different runners who were experimenting with potential out-of-bounds things with the rompers. I remember Orophine was one of the early people messing with that stuff. And we started looking at out of bounds and seeing the way that the map tiles were laid out. But again, it was one of those things that was kind of considered like, well, it's possible, maybe in like tool assisted, but not in real runs. And then eventually the first romper skip started being implemented into real runs. I don't know. I just think that kind of stuff's really cool. Amusement park skip's been known since at least 2004, since it's mentioned in the SDA comment from Armstrong's run. Oh. Like, I know that one has been around for a long time. I mean, the fact that even, what am I doing? Yeah, even the devs knew about it, because they fixed it in Palin and Japan, like, the later re-releases. The later versions to come out. So yeah, that actually, amusement park skip would be really early on. And I remember, as said, I remember research going into the romper skip, Orophine messing with that around like 2015, 2016. It's been such a long time now, maybe my memory's a bit off. How am I feeling about the remake? I mean, there's only so many ways to feel about something that we don't have real information on yet, but I think Bloober Team did a good job with Silent Hill 2 Remake. I think they'll do a good job with Silent Hill 1 Remake. But beyond that, I mean, I can't make any assumptions. We've seen literally nothing about it other than confirmation that it's in development.
Where are you going? Hey, wait! Stop!
Not enough info to really feel strongly about it one way or the other. Yeah, exactly, Temporal. If Bloober Team follows the exact same sort of design philosophy that they had with Silent Hill 2 Remake, then it'll at least be good. And I think Bloober Team is also pretty good at listening to feedback and improving on things, so... Is my name a reference to Rob Zombie? My name's kind of a reference and combination of a lot of things, but Rob Zombie is one of them.
What is this? What's going on here?
I am a fan of Rob Zombie. Are you that guy from Gorillaz? Yeah, John Gorillaz. That's me.
What's that? Huh. Radio. What's going on with that radio?
Hey, what's up, Volrath?
This is not a dream. What's happening to this place?
Good to see some Silent Hill 1 being played again all over. Yeah, Silent Hill 1 recently had a big update to the speedrun route thanks to a new skip being implemented. So a lot of people are back on the Silent Hill 1 grind right now. Myself included. Trying to get a run in using the new tech, the new route. Love Rob Zombie, awesome band. Yeah. Really, really great show to see live as well. I don't know how much Rob Zombie tours these days. Definitely not as much as he used to. But I saw him when he was in Austin. Maybe like 16, 17 years ago. It's been a long damn time since that concert. No, I saw he put out another album recently. I still haven't listened to it though. Game Boy Advance side story restoration in the remake. It'll be very interesting if Silent Hill 1 Remake implements anything from Play Novel. I mean, they have the opportunity to do so. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't include some sort of like Easter egg or something, because there's a lot of that in Silent Hill 2 Remake. There's a lot of Easter eggs and things that are hidden in some of the environment textures, and some stuff hidden even out of bounds that you can only see with like a cam hack or like a free cam mod. He was in Austin again a couple years ago for a combo tour with Alice Cooper. Oh man, that would have been an amazing show. That must have been a great show. Silent Hill 4 supremacy. Silent Hill 4 is tied for Silent Hill 2 for me, like a lot of the first four, really, though. Yeah, the first four Silent Hill games are all so fucking good. I love so much about Silent Hill 4. The story and the characters and the atmosphere and the music. So many aspects of Silent Hill 4 are so good. The only reason I don't personally rank Silent Hill 4 higher is the gameplay. The gameplay of Silent Hill 4. If 4 was just like a book or a movie or a show where gameplay is not a factor, it's one of the best things in the franchise. But it's a video game, and the gameplay is a factor. And the gameplay of Silent Hill 4 is rough. That game is such a chore to actually play. I put up with it, I do it, and I still play it relatively often because the story and every other aspect of the game is super worth it. But that game's got some really off gameplay and just game design in general. Aren't there worse Silent Hills in terms of gameplay, though? Sure, I'm not saying Silent Hill 4 is the worst. I'm just saying I don't rate it higher personally. Like, I don't think of it as good as Silent Hill 2 or 3, for example. Because the gameplay of 4 is not as good as the gameplay in 2 and 3. But obviously there are games with worse gameplay in the franchise. Fucking Book of Memories exists. That's not the conversation we're having. Out of curiosity, what Silent Hill game do you think has the best gameplay? 3. For me, it's 3. 3, in terms of movement, you've got really, really good tank controls and really, really good directional controls. Like, both of the movement systems that you have a choice between are both really well polished. Combat, like, you've got multiple different attack types, a lot of variety in the way that you swing a weapon. You have a really good block mechanic. movement in general just feels very crisp. Like going from running to walking, stopping, quick turning, changing direction, strafing. Everything is really snappy and really smooth in terms of animation. You never feel sort of like sluggish trying to go from one action to another. In terms of like menus, they really nailed down like having the infinite inventory. You don't have the limited inventory of like Silent Hill 4. The way that you combine items is much more smooth and intuitive compared to like Silent Hill 2. The way that you can equip supplies for quick use, for reloading and for healing and stuff like that. Three is just mechanically and design-wise, like, so solid. It is so good. Like playing crusty older games, but used to them being really frustrating gameplay-wise. But when I played Silent Hill 2 OG, I was pleasantly surprised how good it felt once you got a handle on tank controls. Yeah, 2 still feels really good. I feel like 3 is just a much more polished version of the controls and things from 2, because a lot of the same stuff that I just praised talking about Silent Hill 3's controls are also in Silent Hill 2, but 3 managed to tighten it up a little bit better, make some of the animations flow a little bit smoother. And also, like, you mentioned getting a hang of tank controls. I feel like that's something else that a lot of people maybe don't consider the same way. People kind of think of tank controls in like a blanket general way of thinking. But tank controls themselves are not the same from game to game. Like, the tank controls in Silent Hill 1 feel very different from the tank controls in 2 or 3. Like, I feel like tank controls in general are not that hard to get used to and to learn, but then again, I'm biased because I grew up in an era where tank controls were much more commonplace and kind of a much more standard thing that you kind of got used to playing over the course of several games. But like, even that aside, like Silent Hill 1 tank controls to me feel very rough just because of Harry's momentum. When you stop moving forward, you don't just like immediately stop. Harry kind of continues drifting in that direction for a bit. So you really have to like commit to the direction that you're going and how you're kind of steering Harry like a car. But compare that to like Resident Evil 1. It's like, yeah, tank controls are a little floaty and whatever for Silent Hill 1 compared to something like Silent Hill 2. But compared to other stuff on the PlayStation 1 that also used tank controls, like Resident Evil, I would take the Silent Hill tank controls over the Resident Evil tank controls. At the very least, you can like strafe and quick turn. You've got a lot more options in your mobility. But then like Silent Hill 2 felt like a big improvement over the tank control system. James doesn't have that same sort of momentum. When you stop moving, he like stops in place, so it's a lot easier to like correct your direction. Hey, shadow noises. Were you the one ringing that bell? Boom, boom, boom. I probably should have gone ahead and grabbed a health drink. I'm gonna just grab this one. Probably should have used it in case the skip takes multiple attempts. Come on, Kevin. I need you to be my friend. Need you to be a team player today. Let's go, Kevin. I mean, to his credit, Kevin is doing his best. I'm the one not lining up where I need to be on the stairs correctly. But don't tell Kevin that. He'll get a big head about it. What is he pouncing at? No, come on. Kevin. Dude. Oh. That one was a little off. Sometimes it actually does work when you see that animation. So I had a moment of hope. Not this time.
Cheryl? Is that Cheryl? Where are you going? Hey, wait! Stop! this? What's going on here? What's that? Huh. Radio. What's going on with that radio? This is not a dream. What's happening to this place?
Heard Nub can quote every line from Silent Hill 1 through 4. Probably pretty close. Maybe not with 100% accuracy, but I feel like I could recite most of those games by heart at this point. Last year, when I was dealing with all my health issues, I had to go in for an MRI, and a lot of people who I was talking to about it and a lot of the research I was doing, they were like, oh, it's fine, they'll give you headphones, you can play music, and you won't have to worry about, you know, being in this super noisy tube for however long. They did not offer me that. I did not get headphones. I did not get any kind of like distraction. I got some earplugs to help dampen how loud it is in the MRI machine, but that's about it. So to mentally distract myself while I was in the MRI, I was playing Silent Hill 1 in my brain. The same way that I'm sitting here holding a controller, physically doing a run, I've done all of this so many times that I was just playing Silent Hill 1 in my head to distract myself during my MRI. Just like, how much of the game could I recall? All the intro, all the dialogue, all the scenes, where to go as soon as you get control. So I literally just sat and did a speed run of Silent Hill in my brain during my MRI. Fucking nerd. What is wrong with me? Why am I like this? Hey, what's up, Dogfather? Yeah, this is the run. This will be the world record right here. Hey, what's up, Boris? You've also done a brain speedrun of Silent Hill 1 during an MRI. Time to make it a category. Have you really? Am I not alone in the world in doing this? Or are you just fucking with me? The Silent Hill 1 from memory category. Had to pace myself not to cheat and skip rooms. Same. I was actually I was like tapping my finger because my hands were outside, like kind of on my chest. And they were mostly scanning like my chest down. So I was tapping my finger on my chest in time with Harry's footsteps to keep pace in like how quickly the game runs. Yeah, new game easy. New game easy. That's the brain category. It's so funny. I'm glad. Thank you for letting me know I'm not the only person who's done that. Get someone who doesn't run to follow directions from your memory recitation. That would be an interesting one. If we can get somebody who's like never played Silent Hill 1 ever. And I have like no sound cues, no view of the screen or anything like that. Just direct another person through Silent Hill 1 by memory. That would be interesting. But yeah, it's funny because normally I would consider Silent Hill 2 or 3 to be the games that I kind of have memorized better than Silent Hill 1 even. But when I went in for the MRI, I had been working on the Silent Hill 1 iceberg, so I had already been playing this game a lot while I was working on the iceberg video. So it was just sort of like what my brain went to once I was in the MRI machine. And I just needed something to distract me because I've got really bad anxiety. So I needed my mind to just be elsewhere. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna hyper focus on playing Silent Hill 1 in my mind. And I mean, it worked. It made it all feel like it went by faster. Managed to not have a panic attack inside the MRI. Actually done 2 MRI runs. Can't remember if I went for UFO on the second one. That's awesome. Shotgun ammo, please. I'm a lot better at running this game in my mind. Don't have my stupid meat hands making mistakes. Hey, Big Toast. It does make me wonder, because there's like those stories of people having certain types of brain surgery being done where you need to be conscious and doing some sort of activity. Like, I know a lot of people who... stories where it was like somebody who played an instrument, like played piano or played guitar or something like that. And while they have brain surgery going on, they're sitting there playing their guitar to make sure, like, their brain is still working correctly while it's being operated on. It makes me wonder if anybody's ever done that, but did a speed run. Like, while you're conscious, while you're having your brain operated on, to make sure that your mind is still working, do this speed run. I got nurse grabbed and died in the hospital during my brain speed run. I mean, if I ever unfortunately get to a point where I need to have some sort of brain surgery done and they need me to be conscious while doing something, I'm like, yeah, I can play guitar, I can play instruments, or I could just speed run a game that I'm very familiar with. Oh, I forgot to hit my split. Oh well. These splits don't matter. Timer is just for show. All that matters is the result screen time. Time loss outside the skip doesn't mean much yet? Yeah, true. A few seconds here or there is not going to matter if I manage to just, like, get really lucky on the romper skip, do the rest of the out of bounds cleanly. It's like 2+ minutes of time save. Not going to worry about. I'm not going to worry about fucking anything. I'm not like a top runner for this game anyway, by any stretch. I'm just having fun with it. I just want to have a run using the new skip. Maybe I can jump up from 35th place or whatever. I am definitely excited to see, like, how much lower the time gets with this, though.
Were you ringing?
Like, realistically, what are we looking at? Sub 27, sub 26? Kind of insane for this game. I'd be super happy with a solid sub 30. That people were already doing well before this skip was even discovered. I'm just not that good of a runner. But if I could land the new skip in a run and get a sub 30, that would make me super happy. Come on, Kevin. Come on, Kevin. Oh, he took the long way around. Oh, too far forward. Loading. Where's the other romper? He's like down this way, right? You try to reset. There one that's closer than police station. Come on, man. Kevin. Okay. Come on, man. And he just pushed me in there. Okay. Let me just practice this. Hey, Father Ikari. Finally got around to watching Return to Silent Hill, and boy, do I wish I hadn't. It's a fair response. See, Rachel and I, we watch bad movies just for fun. We can get a lot of entertainment and fun out of a bad movie. So we had fun watching Return to Silent Hill, just because of how absurd and terrible it was, but... I know a lot of people don't really view movies that way. A lot of people have a hard time getting enjoyment out of a bad movie experience. Revelation was a bit funnier from memory. I don't know, like, we've rewatched the Silent Hill movies not too long ago. And Revelation, the way you mentioned, like, starting out pretty funny and then getting mid, that's how a lot of Revelations feels to me. Like, Revelation, it's got some stuff in it that's kind of so bad it's funny. But there's a lot of that movie that's just boring. So, I mean, to each their own. Neither one's a particularly good movie for any real reason. But I felt like Return to Silent Hill was... Yeah, we were cracking up in the theater. And it felt like as soon as we would stop laughing at one thing, we'd have like a few moments and then immediately something else stupid that would happen that got us going. I definitely don't laugh as much during Revelation. Not good enough. Not good enough. I need to take a quick break before I plow my head into this brick wall a little more. So I will be right back. Okay. Back to it. Ready to romp. I just want to practice this a little more. Not far enough forward. Too much forward momentum. I didn't stop running. Harry like partially trying to clip, but not quite. Fucking finally. Over 2 hours of stream. This is my first time today actually getting this part of the skip. Let alone any of the rest of it. Oh, I ran too far forward. I gotta be so careful about the drop there, because I'm still used to doing a different method. The old method, quote unquote old method. Ed's first tutorial method, where you run back to the bridge to get up onto that guardrail, as opposed to the new method, running out of bounds from the stairs and dropping down onto it from further up. Romper. Gavin. Need you to follow. What was that? Jumped right over. I'm really surprised that's not far enough forward. Or that. It's like I stand in place and turn, and it's enough to put me through the zone. But the pounce doesn't quite put me there. Hey, what's up, Grove? Hope you're doing well. Now. Come on, Mr. Romper. Come on, Kevin. Not good enough. Not enough. Doing good. Have a bunch of little junipers getting ready for your Silent Hill 2 bonsai build. But I need your guys' help. Need images overhead of the first scene of Silent Hill 2, parking lot, path into forest, and a Lake Toluca facing the parking lot view. so I can make things accurate. Envisioning the run from the bathroom down to the cemetery entrance. Need source material. The cam break vids are helpful. If Silent Hill 2 Remake is okay, I don't know if you have a preference between OG and Remake, but I can take... I've still got the cam hack and everything installed on Remake. I could take some screenshots and stuff for you from whatever angles you need later on. Just let me know in the Discord. So I don't forget. Yeah, I've had situations when I practice on emulator similar to that one, where I'm still able to clip, but it's rare. I don't know if it's just the controls or just coincidental, but I feel like I struggle with this a lot more on PSTV compared to emulation. PSTV, I mean. Good chance almost every platform will feel different. It's not placebo. Yeah, I've definitely noticed some differences between running on DuckStation and running on PSTV. Like, that feels like that would have worked on DuckStation. And you can see Harry's, like, partially clipping. But not fully. Not enough to where he goes all the way through. Where's the new tech you're working on? That dog attack? That is it. That romper. So I'm practicing it right now, but you basically go straight from the drawbridge after lowering the drawbridge. And from here, instead of going right towards Alchemilla Hospital, we skip hospital, we skip a ton of stuff if we get the trick to work. But rather than going to hospital, we come over here, we get this romper. We decided his name is Kevin. So we get the romper, we bring the romper all the way over to Green Lion Antiques. And if we can get him to pounce us in the right way, we'll be able to go out of bounds from the stairs that lead down to the antique store and run back to the bridge. And then we have to do another trick so that we can continue running out of bounds. And from there you go all the way to the sewers, the entrance to the sewers the first time. This guy. See, that should work. So there's that part of the trick. But this part is also difficult. I keep messing this up. Damn it. I need Harry to fall down onto this platform without stumbling all the way down onto the street level. And I keep fucking it up. Yeah, I need to stay on top of that railing. So, like, this little part right here, I need to stay up on top of this, where Harry's feet are directly on top of this little barrier that I'm on, instead of floating up above it or falling down to the level that I'm at right now. And then from there, I need to make Harry back up and move off of this corner. Not the corner that I'm closest to, but the opposite corner. Harry will fall backwards and fall down. He hits a death plane and you hear his, like, dying sound. But if you do it right, he teleports back up on top of this and does a stagger animation that cancels him out of his death animation, which is needed to like offset his collision. You're basically removing his collision from his model. After that, we still have to run another little out-of-bounds segment to get to the sewer entrance. So it's just kind of a big string of somewhat difficult tech. Like, first we gotta get the romper to pounce us. Then I have to run the correct direction out of bounds from the stairs. I need to make sure that I'm going to the right spot and not just running as well. You have to kind of like walk into it so that it puts Harry in the right spot above the rail. I need to stay on the rail to get to the part where I can make Harry fall into the death plane and then teleport back up. Gotta get that precisely, because if you're even like a pixel off, then Harry just falls and dies. It's just a lot of stuff I gotta get all consecutively, and I'm still learning it, so it's still not consistent. Push me too far forward. Does world record have a perfect sequence with this break or time to improve? Oh no, there's tons of time to improve it. People have already been figuring out, like, this skip just got used in a run like last week. Ed the Rando took the world record spot for the category, utilizing the skip. And already people have found much more fast and optimal ways to do certain steps of the skip. Like, it's literally developing day by day as people experiment and discover things. Rando's insanely persistent to sniff this out. It's a collaboration, you know? Like, this is one of those things that's really interesting about speedrunning, because it's very rare that just like a single person figures something out on their own and implements it on their own, and everybody else is just like in the dark playing catch up. Like, we've known about the romper skips for many years, but this particular one has always been considered like too inconsistent to really use in a run. Ed the Rando and another runner, Silent Hill PSX, are the ones who really started figuring out ways to make this more consistent, where you can actually go for it in a run. And then Ed the Rando did a bunch of grinding until they got the skip in a run and got the world record for it. But then since that run, there's been a lot of other runners testing stuff out and sharing information in the speedrun Discord. So people are finding faster ways to set things up and just more efficient ways to do this. So this trick is still very much like evolving. Slow down too much. Like, you have to stop and walk to make sure the romper stays with you, because Harry running in a straight line just outruns rompers. There's some older ingredients. Ed is the head chef. That's a good way to put it. Because, like, the romper skip stuff, I remember Orofine doing a whole lot of testing and sharing that information like 10, 11 years ago. That was around 2015, 2016. Fucked up. Am I still outside the rail if I do it like this? There's a backup strategy we can do here. But yeah, like, knowing about the potential of a trick and then actually implementing it into a world record run are two very different things. Actually get to practice this part of the trick now. Okay, so there's that part. And then from here... God, I keep walking through instead of interacting. Thank you. And we just need to run the correct direction out of bounds here. And we should end up just outside the sewer entrance. And there. So there's the whole skip. Just that's everything that the skip is trying to do. So you never go to Alchemilla Hospital. You never do anything in between Alchemilla Hospital and sewers here. So really, really big skip, but you've got to get that romper pounce run out of bounds from the stairs, get on top of the rail at the bridge, do the death drop, into the control room, and then out of bounds there to the entrance. Like, getting all of that all correct, all back to back, smoothly and quickly. That's the hard part. Yeah, Boris, there was a lot of people with, when Orofine was first messing around with the potential with romper skips, there was a lot of people trying to figure out and see if there were ways to implement it, and it took a lot of time before the old romper glitch even got to a point where that was being used. And then, yeah, fast forward to this, figuring out how to utilize this new romper glitch. A lot of years of really good, really talented runners trying to figure stuff out, but sometimes it just takes the right person to come along and figure something out that nobody else did. You were following and doing Silent Hill runs back in the day very casually? Like 2010 or something, before anyone cared? Damn. Been at it a lot longer than me. 2015 is when I picked up actually speedrunning the Silent Hill games. Like, at that point, I had already just been a big fan of the games for such a long time and played them a lot, knew them very well, and I had done like 10-star playthroughs, so I was like, yes, the speedruns can't be too different from just like playing the game and going for like 10-star, where you're just kind of going through it efficiently. So I started looking into each of the games and each of the speedruns, and Silent Hill 2 at that point, Big Man Japan had the world record, and another runner by the name of T-Dog had second place, and I was watching Big Man Japan streams and T-Dog streams for Silent Hill 2, and the hotel out of bounds was really, really cool to me, and a lot of the quick save tech was really cool to me. So I was like, oh, this is a lot more than just efficiently playing through the game the way I thought it would be. So that interested me a lot, because in terms of speedruns, like, I don't like very straightforward glitchless games. I like stuff to be broken. To me, that makes for much more interesting speedruns. So at the time, I was like, all right, Silent Hill 2, start learning to speedrun that. And that was January of 2015 when I started running Silent Hill 2. And I just grinded that game out day in and day out, and got to the point where I beat T-Dog's time. I got second place. I never quite beat Big Man Japan. I never had better than second place on New Game Normal. So then that's pretty much what I spent 2015 and 2016 doing, was trying my damnedest to beat Big Man Japan at Silent Hill 2, and I just never did it. And then Orofine was also running a lot around that time, and me and him started going back and forth for second place on Silent Hill 2. But then, like, this was at a time where everybody was still running with directional controls. There was no RNG manipulation. Once directional controls got found to be faster, that was where I kind of dropped Silent Hill 2, because I could never get used to the feeling of directional controls and the camera changes. Like, it was never as efficient or fast as I was using tank controls. So I kind of dropped Silent Hill 2 after that. And then after RNG manipulation especially, I was like... that was when I was fully just like, I don't care about being sweaty and grinding this game out anymore. But then I also spent a lot of time learning Silent Hill 3, did pretty well with Silent Hill 3, had the world record very briefly. Very, very briefly for Silent Hill 3. For New Game Easy. That was when Borley Skip was brand new. Alt-tabbing during Borley Mansion was still brand new and controversial. And only one other runner had submitted a run at that time using the Borley alt-tab. Sasam. Sasam had submitted a run using alt-tab. And nobody really said anything about it. We didn't make a ruling on it because I think Sasam's run was like 3rd or 4th place. And then I did a run, and I just had a really good run, plus the Borley skip that was good enough to put me in 1st place. So I had that world record, and then that's when the community had to be like, okay, we need to make a decision on Borley alt-tabbing to pause the in-game timer, that type of stuff for Silent Hill 3. And now Silent Hill 3 is so much more considerably broken than we ever could have imagined back then. We were so worried about just pausing the timer with alt-tab being the worst thing in Silent Hill 3. We had no idea. We had no idea that you could just mash the supply button and save time and make the in-game timer just completely irrelevant. And then from there, I just started learning all the games. I never got super good at any of the others, though. Like, 3 I had my world record, and I had a couple, like, meme category world records for, like, knife only and glitchless and stuff like that. And then I really liked Homecoming. Out of all the other games, most of the other Silent Hill games, I just kind of play them enough to learn a general route, like Silent Hill 1. I'm not super fond of speedrunning this game. It's a good game, and I especially like the interesting out-of-bounds stuff. But the controls. Harry's just a little too floaty. His momentum carries him a little bit too much, so it makes the movement feel awkward. And it's one of those things that I just never... It never fully clicked with me to feel good in terms of speedrunning. So this is one of the games in the series where, like, I just kind of learn the basic route. I'm not super sweaty about trying to get, like, a top time. I put some significant time into grinding Homecoming for a while, because Homecoming's a lot of fun. Like, genuinely, really, really satisfying speedrun tech in Homecoming. It takes a lot to learn all of the clips and the route and everything, but once you learn it, that is such a satisfying feeling of going through Homecoming and clipping through walls. Like, Homecoming is such a fun speed game. Not a very good Silent Hill game casually, but man, it's such a good speed game. Three feels made for speedruns. 3 was such a good speed game, and I'm sad in-game time and a lot of other stuff just kind of ruined it for me. Because 3 is another one that just feels good to play. The controls and the movement and everything on 3 feel very, very good. And it's got a lot of fun, interesting tech to it. Quick save, quick loads. Completely changing the, like, preferred difficulty for any percent from easy to normal with quick save, quick load, out of bounds stuff, and monster out of bounds. Like, even some of the jankier stuff that's in Silent Hill 3, like the frame rate dependent monster OOB in Amusement Park. Even stuff like that I liked. I thought was fun and interesting. But supply key. One of the things, I don't know why I'm like this after all these years of speedrunning, but I'm very lazy when it comes to setting up timers and splits. Like, honestly, I just kind of don't want to do it. I just want to play the game and focus on what I'm doing in the run, rather than, I can't separate my mind enough to like, not pay attention to the timer. And it just distracts me and makes me play worse. So, a big part of why I started running the Silent Hill games in the first place was the timer was not necessary. All that mattered was your result screen time, back when I first started running the games anyway. We didn't have the rules that we have now to, like, require a timer to be on screen. A lot of that came after IGT manipulation and stuff like that became an issue. But that was a big part of why I started running the Silent Hill games, was they just had result screens and I didn't have to worry about timers as much. Community needs to delete all Silent Hill 3 runs, wipe the boards, patch supply key, ban all glitches, and start over. Just 2 categories, any % PC and any % content. I mean, when we were having the community, like, discussion of what to do going forward, that was one of the options. Joker, I think, was already looking at the code of Silent Hill 3, and I think we had, like, a potential patch that could have been done to essentially remove the supply key issue. But then the problem of that became, we are now forcing anybody who wants to run Silent Hill 3 and submit onto the leaderboards, they have to use this specific speedrun version of Silent Hill 3 with this fan patch to like deal with the supply key stuff. And it felt very limiting having to require people to have all of that. Like, so ultimately that was when a decision had to be made, and most people in the community were for just getting rid of IGT altogether and doing the real-time load remove timer script instead. Like, genuinely, it's a tricky thing, you know? It's a really tricky thing to try to assign rules to, just because of how busted supply key was, and the fact that there was no way to track it, you know? Like, there was no way to know if somebody was abusing it or not during a run. You couldn't just put a rule of like, hey, don't press this button. And there's only so many options you have around that. You could be like, you show your inputs on the screen. And it's like, well, you could just map it to something else that's not shown on the screen. I could map it to a button on my fight stick and press it with my foot. Finger cam. How's it going, Meep? But yeah, it's like no matter what outcome, Silent Hill 3 was just kind of ruined for me. It's always such a shame when it goes that direction. When something new gets discovered for a speed game, and it's like, is this going to break the game open in a good way that's going to have a lot of people interested and running again? Or is it going to break the game in a bad way where the new discovery drives away people who were already enjoying running it? Silent Hill 1 is kind of right on that line. I think most people are generally like happy for new tech, new skip, new romper stuff. But at the same time, it's like the romper stuff is it's such a pain in the ass to set up and so inconsistent that a lot of people don't like it. But there's not too many people I know of who dislike it enough where it like drives them away from running the game anymore. Whereas like that supply key and timer changes and stuff like that killed a lot of Silent Hill 3 runners' motivation. Genuinely, how do I move down once I'm here? There we go. In my opinion, Ed shook this run up in a good way. Oh, I agree. I totally agree. I know not everybody's happy with having Romper 2.0, but yeah, I think overall it's brought a lot of good interest back into the category. The fuck? Harry. Like, hearing the footsteps. Could be right at the bottom of the fence here. Where am I? Well, apparently I managed to fuck that up. I was trying to just use the sound cues of Harry's footsteps, but apparently I was just not maneuvering him in the correct direction towards it. There we go. Found my way back. Okay, well, I mean, I've managed to do the trick twice in practice now. At least today, twice in practice in the last 3 hours. See if I can get a run. See if I can get an actual run doing it.
Cheryl? Is that Cheryl? Where are you going? Hey, wait! Stop!
As much as people don't want a bunch of categories, still think having separate ones could help with letting more people play without feeling like they can't enjoy a speedrun anymore, simply because there's only the singular category. I think a lot of that also has to do with just individual runners' mentality. There's nothing stopping you from running a game however the fuck you want to. Like, obviously, if you want to submit onto a public leaderboard, like speedrun.com leaderboards and stuff, you have to abide by rules and versions and things that the community's established. But if I just feel like running Silent Hill 3 with old rules and promising myself I won't abuse the time save supply button, I could just do that. I could just run the game how I want to run it.
What is this? What's going on here?
But having a lot of categories so that people can do the runs they want to do and still compete and compare times and stuff like that is still pretty important.
What's that? Huh. Radio. What's going on with that radio?
If I was leaderboard dictator, I would keep it ultra minimal. It definitely cuts down on confusion. Like, things are less confusing, especially for new runners.
This is not a dream. What's happening to this place?
But I mean, I don't know. I'm not that serious of a speedrunner either. I'm sure the mentality is very different. Like, one of my biggest motivations for speedrunning is just to know more about the game through speedrunning. And you don't exactly need to be like a top world-class runner to do that. To just learn a route and learn some tech and give you some insight into how the game works and how it's put together, and learn some things that you wouldn't normally otherwise know, that you kind of only really uniquely know about a game through its speedrun. That's the aspect that I've always liked the most. It's just another level of understanding a game. And I've always cared more about that than the actual competitive side of it. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a nice feeling getting a world record or getting a really good time and knowing, compared to however many other people run the game, like, how you stack up. But that's just never been one of my main, like, motivating factors when it comes to a speed game. I just want to play games that I like and learn more about them. That personal satisfaction of, like, I might not be better than other people, but I myself have improved in my level of control over the game, my level of understanding of the game, just through learning a run. And the community aspect of it. There's so many cool people in the speedrunning community, especially in the Silent Hill community. There's been so many awesome people over the years. So it's so many people that are just really entertaining to watch and see how they run, how good they are, the things get discovered. Like, stuff like this is always super exciting when a route gets changed and major discoveries get made. Especially for an older game like Silent Hill 1. Oh, I remember that. I remember hearing about that, Yami. Yeah, there was like too many people on the leaderboards for Resident Evil 4, so they were like, if you're not within a certain amount of time to world record, your run wouldn't be displayed as part of the leaderboard. That kind of stuff is dumb. I can understand why, like, when you, especially for a game that has like hundreds of people on the leaderboard, like the Silent Hill games are fairly niche speedruns. I think even the most active Silent Hill games don't have more than what, like 30 or 40 runners? Like total. Active runners, I don't think it's ever more than like a dozen people for any given individual game. But for stuff like RE4, I kind of get it, because there's a lot of runs on there that are essentially casual runs, people just doing casual playthroughs. So the moderators start feeling like, well, when there's hundreds and hundreds of people on the leaderboard and a lot of people are submitting just kind of casual playthroughs and don't care if they're on the bottom of the leaderboard, trying to clean that up. I understand wanting to do that, but whatever. It's also fucking video game community leaderboard. Let people have their fun. Makes sense when a lot of people do submit casual runs. Ecdysis did that. Man did a like, this will be the last place run of RE4 just because of that. Sometimes we do a little trolling. Sometimes we do a little trolling. Especially Ecdysis. It's always funny when that kind of stuff happens. Bach But Soup actually did something kind of like that back in the day with, I forget which Silent Hill game that was. It was one of the Silent Hill games that Bach ran. It might have been 1, it might have been 3. But, there was a run. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. My brain is just not working anymore. There was a run that got submitted and accepted that didn't have like video proof or anything, because the runner was a well-established runner who knew a lot of the moderators, by the name of Ekudet, who's been a Silent Hill runner for like literally 20 plus years. So Ekudet did a run and submitted it and basically told the moderators, like, I have video for this, but I won't have it until later. And they accepted the run ahead of time without the video proof. And Bach was like, oh, so we can just submit runs without proof? And he just submitted a time with no proof or anything. And maybe pissed a few people off doing that, but I definitely understand wanting to troll when stuff like that kind of happens. Okay. Savior Ekudet may submit video lists. Ekudet's one of the few people that I think anybody who's been part of the speedrunning community for a substantial amount of time
Cheryl? Is that Cheryl?
can understand why someone like Ekudet could submit a run without having the video right
Where are
away.
you going?
And people take it at face value.
Hey, wait! Stop!
As opposed to somebody who's relatively newer, like Bach was at the time, doing the same thing. Hey, Sasam. Thought Box thing was over Techie's run that was performed at GDQ in the practice hall with the mods present and was just a screenshot of the end time. No, I think that was a different incident. I think that was a different thing. Because I'm pretty sure the Bach one that I'm thinking of
What's going on here?
was a submission from Ekudet. It's probably still on the speedrun.com forums. Because I think all of that went down on the forums, not on the Discord.
What's that? Huh. Radio. What's going on with that radio?
Techie's a good guy. He may submit video lists.
This is not a dream. What's happening to this place?
Yeah. Techie's another one who's been part of the community for so long, like... people who I would not expect to be dishonest or cheat or anything like that. Hey, Rushmore. Like, for the most part, in terms of Silent Hill speedruns, we haven't had that many instances of cheaters. But we have had some. I remember that Renoa person. I don't remember their full username. It was like Renoa something, like based on the Final Fantasy VIII character. Who was just straight up stealing VODs from other runners, taking VODs of runs that other runners didn't submit, and submitting them as their own. Yeah, Renoa Pika, Mighty Renoa Pika. Who was just wholesale stealing other people's runs and submitting them as their own. And then when they got called out on it, they made a post on the speedrun.com Silent Hill forums where they just called everybody fuckers. They were just like, you fuckers, and then deleted their account. It was so funny. It's like, how did you think? How did you think you could just take other people's runs and nobody would catch it? Like, every few years they still show up in people's chats? Really? They weren't banished to the Shadow Realm? Never to be seen on Twitch ever again? Dang. Crazy. Imagine being so desperate for attention that you steal someone else's run. I know. A Silent Hill run of all things. Like, in terms of speedrun difficulty, the Silent Hill games are not like that difficult to learn. Like, they're pretty difficult to get like a top time in, obviously, to really optimize everything. But to just like learn a run and submit to be on the leaderboards, especially because like none of the things that Renoa was submitting were like world records or anything. Like, in the time you spent watching that person's stream and deciding to steal that run, you could have just learned the run and done one yourself of equal or better time. What is run stealing? Somebody taking footage of somebody else's run and submitting it, claiming it was their own. This was an incident that happened a long time ago. This was like years ago, though. Although people still do that shit. People still do that shit. It hasn't really happened in the Silent Hill speedrun circle, but not since Renoa, but this is 2014-ish? No, it would have been a little bit after that, because I was already running and on the forums and stuff by then. So it would have been at least 2015, probably 2015 or 2016. Yeah, first submission was one of Bazookia's runs, and Shunpuck recognized it instantly. That's exactly it. Like, The community is so small, we all watched each other. And we kind of all knew how each other played. That's why it was so funny. Like, why that person thought they could get away with just taking somebody else's run and trying to submit it. Like, our community's not that big. That's gonna get found out, like, pretty much instantly. It sounded like a bunch of fuckers right now. You fuckers. That was the part that I thought was just so funny. No defense, no trying to lie about it or anything. Just gets called out. And is just like, you fuckers. Like it's our fault. Why steal? Just buy a run from Borizzle? No one will notice? Is that the strat? Honestly, pretty good business model. Start selling runs to people. Whoops. Ghost runners. I like that. Harry, I feel like we're close enough in looking at the door, but it's just not good enough for you. Would be a fun competition. Do a 4-person race and have a contestant try to guess who each of the runners were based on their run. Oh, that would be really interesting. Two new ideas in one stream? Yeah, so we're gonna have to do getting somebody who's never played Silent Hill before to get blindly instructed by a runner who has to try to remember the game, like, only from memory. They don't get to see the person's screen or anything like that. By memory, they just have to try and direct someone through a run by memory. And then a game show where a Silent Hill moderator, you could do this with any game, any speedrun community. Get a long established runner or moderator to watch a race between other runners and try to figure out which runner is which. You'll know if it's Silent Hill 1, you'll know which one is me because I get stabbed in the dick by fucking every single mumbler in the entire school. Just immediately point out that's Nub. But I guess even little things like this, the way I kind of like strafe and then take a walking step to place the rubber ball, I don't really see people do that. They usually strafe straight to it, or they turn and run to it without strafing. Who's that runner? Hey, Lifestyle. Like the new VTuber model? Thank you. This was actually made for me by a member of Team Silent. Hiroko Usuda, one of the environment and background artists for Silent Hill 3 and Silent Hill 4. She also streams on Twitch and is a fan of the channel. And she made this for me as a gift. It's absolutely amazing. So I'm just like, okay, I'm a full-on PNG tuber now. Can't say no to having a model gifted to me from a member of Team Silent themselves. I just accept that as my identity now. It is very cool, though. Very surreal. Should we make a prediction if the romper will behave? I feel like the romper will probably behave, but I will still fuck something up. To be fair, a lot of these failures are not the romper's fault. It's not Kevin's fault. I'm the one who's not getting into the right spot on the stairs, or moving forward at the right time so that Harry like slides towards the actual transition zone. Or I take my line at like a weird angle and Kevin gets stuck on things. What was that? Who in the hell was that? Very persistent air screamer. Here we go. This is the one. It's gonna happen. Come on, Kevin. Oh my god, my game is lagging out. That's okay. Let's go, Kevin. That's all right. That's all right. Second try, Kevin. God damn it, Kevin. Plywood said there's a different romper that's closer than Kevin if you attempt this again. Which one? Is it this one down here? Is it this guy? I guess this is slightly closer than police station. Come on, dude. I don't understand. Why does my movement just stop? Harry does not slide forward sometimes. He murdered me. He murdered me.
Cheryl? Is that Cheryl? Where are you going? Hey, wait! Stop!
This new run is going to make people bald. Nah. The good runners are already used to dealing with Romper. And the rest of the trick after you get the Romper part, like, it's still tricky, but it's not as finicky as getting the initial, like, Romper part to work.
What is this? What's going on here?
Like, it's only slightly more frustrating than the previous Romper. The previous Romper skip, anyway. What is OOB? Slit Ghost OOB is out of bounds. So basically there is a trick to have that Romper pounce you on the stairs leading into the antique store. And it will make it so that you can run out of bounds all the way back to the drawbridge. And then from there, there's another trick that you can do.
Radio.
So that Harry can
What's going on
continue
with that
not having
radio?
collision and being able to go out of bounds. And then from there, you can run all the way to the entrance of the sewers.
This is not a dream. What's happening to this place?
So it's a pretty big skip. You're skipping Alchemilla Hospital. You're skipping the... Why did my controller stop working? Hello? Controller? Light's still on, it's not dead. Sometimes the PSTV just decides it doesn't like my controller. It hasn't done that in a while. And it's just not working now. Ugh. That's alright. I think I'm at my limit right now. I still haven't eaten anything today, and it's almost 6 o'clock. So I think I'm going to call it here. My controller decided to die. I might be back later tonight after a break and do some more late night attempts if I'm feeling it. I might switch over and do some different games as well. There's a lot of other stuff right now that I'm kind of interested in playing. Alan Wake is doing a crossover event with Phasmophobia right now, and I kind of want to play some Phasmophobia at some point to get all the Alan Wake cosmetic stuff unlocked and just see the Alan Wake event and stuff itself. So I might do some different games. I might come back and do some more attempts in this later. We'll see. PSTV is still one of the best things from PlayStation. Oh, the PSTV is actually like really awesome. I really need to utilize it more because I pretty much only play 3 games on my PSTV. Silent Hill 1, Silent Hill Book of Memories, and Resident Evil 2. Those are like the only things I've got on my PSTV. But it's already like software modded. I could put tons of games and all sorts of stuff on there, so I need to really make more use of it. It's capable of so much. But yeah, that's going to be it for me. Thanks, you guys. I really appreciate y'all hanging out, watching, all the love and support. And yeah, everybody just chilling, keeping me company while I'm trying to grind out Silent Hill 1 again. Even though this trick and new route and stuff is pretty difficult, I am having fun just being back to doing speedrun stuff again. So it'll happen. It'll happen in time. Just some more practice, grind some more runs out. Eventually we'll get it. We'll get at least a run using the new skip. I'll be totally happy with that, even if it's not a great run. But yeah. Till next time. I will see you guys later. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. Much love. Peace.